I'm just going with how I'm feeling. My music, like whatever I write is like by instinct, and whatever mood I am and everything I've lived is also coming out in the music.
We spend a lot of time really woodshedding out ideas. We sculpt ideas together. We play the music. We jam music. We find what's gonna be right for that particular song or melody or part or whatever it is.
I guess it was really destiny, the fact that we met. It was meant to be, because I left Peru actually in 1999, and I was already set on doing music. Actually, I was working with other bands and stuff, and I kind of knew that was it for me. I just had to step it up. Decided to I wanted to get further, so I took a plane, just left, and a week later I met Steph.
In person, we had just met, and then when she had showed me how she sings, I really flipped out. I literally, got turned upside down on my head.
Sometimes I wait for myself, someday I'll true.
I think that there's just this connection. Elsiane's melodies throughout the years have always gotten more complex. They've always gotten more just a lot deeper, a lot richer, and I think she's tapping into a lot of that folkloric music, that sort of traditional music. And so as a drummer, a percussionist, whatever you want to call it, I mean, once those energies come out, once those vibes come out, you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna lay a 4/4 pop rock groove over that stuff. Sometimes you really got to go in there and try to find the right match. We're trying to use some different instruments on the album, and even percussively we're using an instrument, actually a Peruvian instrument, the cajon, and we're sort of integrating that, and when you hear a cajon, when you hear a percussion, you're always kind of like, you always kind of have that kind of movement, that feeling of getting up and, oh wow, this is cool, this is doing something to me. So that too, I think, has a lot to do with the way that people respond to music in general.
I think for me it was always important to not follow the rules and not follow what everybody does, and it's exactly what I don't want. Like, I mean, it's funny because now we're living in a time where, okay, people are using songs as an example to, okay, that song is great, let's do something like that, and that's against my book completely, because I even came out of a school where it was classical, and we had to follow the partition, we had to follow what's written, and I had a hard time with that all the time, because it's like, man, why should I be like this when I could, be more open-minded and even write my own stuff? So that's where it all occurred.
I always wanted to do something that I was gonna like, and we really don't take into consideration if it's going to be popular. We don't want to make music for the wrong reasons, and I think, you know, it's such a hard industry, it's such a hard life in a way to in order to, you know, pay your rent, in order to like make ends meet. It's so tough already as it is, that there's so much pressure on musicians, there's so much pressure on bands these days to kind of, you know, try to be successful, to do what they do. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's important for us to like what we do.
People know, man, when you're honest to yourself, and you could hear it when somebody's trying to be something that they're not, and I think that's why people connect to what we do, because they could hear it's honest, it comes from the heart, it's not something, oh, we're trying to be, no. And I think every artist that we admire and we love and are successful is because they're doing what they're doing, they love it, they're honest, and it happens to be that there's an audience that loves it too, and right away people connect to that.
Seeing as we are doing this in a strictly independent way, we're taking control of every aspect of this project. We're not with a label. We're not with anybody.
Sometimes I ask myself, what's gonna happen in the next 10 years with this whole planet? We definitely have to do something about it, and I hope even in countries like, I mean, at the time when I used to live in Peru, there was no such thing as recycling. We're definitely conscious, and everybody has to try and make an effort to help the environment and do something about it.